So let's talk about a game that I love and hate to talk about. I love to talk about it because it just brings me back to what could have been, right? And also my videos on this topic do fairly well too, so I definitely don't hate that. But what I do hate is the fact that, like I mentioned, this game could have been good. It definitely could have been something new, but unfortunately it did not. We're talking about WWE 2K18 here on Nintendo Switch. We all wondered when this game was announced, we're like, how the hell is this game going to run on Nintendo Switch? But then we saw games like, NBA 2K18. They're still currently making NBA games on Nintendo Switch, and they work. They may not be as good as your PS5 or your Xbox Series X or your PC or whatever it may be, but they still run and they're still playable. This game did not run. I mean, it ran, but it's absolutely unplayable, even in 1v1 matches. Now, we tested this game out, of course, on the original Switch when it first came out. We tried it on the Switch Lite, which we knew wasn't going to be any better because it's no powerful. And then, of course, when the Switch OLED came out, people were like, well, maybe it's going to be better on there. Absolutely untrue, because the console is not any more powerful than the other one. It's just the resolution and some other little things here and there. But the question now bears, could this game be fixed and run on Nintendo Switch 2? Because let's just face it right now, the original Nintendo Switch hardware apparently couldn't run this game. A lot of people were curious whether or not if they tried this on a more powerful Switch, whether or not it would be able to run or not. But now I kind of ask the question is it the game itself that isn't running, or is it basically the hardware? I mean, they released this game in the state that it was in, which I cannot still believe they did so. They have not since then released any 2K games, WWE 2K games. Of course, they released Battlegrounds, they've released AEW Fight Forever, Retromania Wrestling, which all those games run just fine on Nintendo Switch. But for some reason, this one here does not. So I'm not too sure if playing this on a Nintendo Switch 2, which of course is going to be a much more powerful console than the current Switch, will do anything. I mean, will that make the whole slowdown and such? Will it help that? I mean, you got to stop and think when you're playing a game on PC that's an older game and you put it onto a PC that has much more power to it and can run it with the limitations and the requirements and such that it needs. Of course, at that point, it does run indeed better, of course. So it makes you wonder whether or not, I'm curious here when we get the Switch 2 or whatever it's going to be called eventually, if I pop this game in, because apparently it's going to play all the old Switch games as well too. So I'm curious to think if I pop this in there, if it's going to play any better, because it's rumored that the Switch 2 is going to play all the first Switch titles as well too at a better rate. So that's what a lot of people are currently waiting on to get Echoes of Wisdom, Legend of Zelda Echoes of Wisdom and such for the new Switch, because there is some frame rate issues, there is some issues, and a lot of people are saying it's because the Nintendo Switch isn't powerful enough to run that, and you should wait for the Switch 2 to play this because it's going to be just fine once that comes out. So I'm very, very curious to see if that's going to happen. The first game when I get the Switch 2 that I'm probably going to pop in is literally going to be this game, just so I can see whether or not this thing is going to play any better. If it does, I'll be a happy camper, because I really like 2K18. I love 2K18, and I'll pop this in and play it every once in a while, because like in a 1v1 match, it still plays like ass. It's still really, really slow and such, but it is playable. And again, I just love being able to play these games in handheld mode on my Nintendo Switch as well too. On the big TV I won't do because it looks like crap. It's just all distorted and stuff. But on my handheld mode, I actually do like it. And again, I really enjoy 2K18. So let me know down below, guys, what you think here. Is the Nintendo Switch 2 going to be able to handle 2K18 here, or is it the game, how it was developed itself, it's not going to make any difference? I really don't know. I'm assuming that's probably the case, but again, that we've seen a lot of games that currently didn't run on other consoles, and when you put them into a new console, it definitely runs better. But I think a lot of it is going to be because of how the game is developed. But I'm definitely curious to see if it's any more playable than what it was on the original Nintendo Switch. And again, the Nintendo Switch Lite, the Nintendo Switch OLED might make the OLED might make the game look a little bit more colorful and the appearance be a little bit better, but it's not going to do anything as far as running the hardware. So you can just kind of wait on that and not waste your time on it. So again, sound off down below, guys. Let me know what you think here. Make sure you like this video if you choose to. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, and of course, make sure you turn on that bell notification to keep updated with all things here on Chit Chat Gaming, a part of Chitty's World. And as always, guys, happy gaming.